All right. When you're running into implementation problems is when they're ghosting you, when they're not getting back to you. No news is bad news. Now, when you get silence from the other side, and a lot of you are realizing this on a regular basis, those of you that are using no-oriented questions and the skills aren't getting that much silence. But silence is an indicator of one of two things, and this gets us into system thinking. If they're not getting back to you, they feel that you're not listening to them. People communicate if they feel it's effective. They stop communicating if they feel it's a waste of time. What's causing communicating with you to be a waste of time? 50-50 shot that they feel like they're not listening. The other 50% of the time, they got problems on their side of the table. They're embarrassed about it. They don't want to tell you about it. They thought things were going to be peachy and rosy and keen. They thought that the people being affected by the deal were going to be good with it. They're running into serious problems, and they have lost an influence. They have lost influence on their side of the table, and they're embarrassed about it. And they would rather die than be embarrassed. Or it's a combination of both. What does that mean? When you reignite someone who's ghosting you because the negotiation is going silent or the implementation is going silent, the system idea that I was talking to you about earlier, what you've done up to the point in time where you're getting silence is perfectly designed to get you more silence. You cannot re-engage them and re-engage them and go back to what led up to the silence. You are probably going to use a no-oriented question to reset the conversation. And if you use that no-oriented question as a one-shot reset, which most likely 999 times out of 1,000, it's going to give you that reset. You cannot go back to what led you into this. You got to stop digging the hole. I've seen this happen with a lot of people that fall in love with, have you given up on this project as the reset because the other side has gone silent? And they go right back to the type of communication of selling, explaining. They didn't take into account that what they did led them to this point. You do the no oriented question as a reset with the other side. You're ignoring what got you into the situation. And what got you into the situation is one of these two things. Things are breaking down on their side of the table. You're not listening. When the Burnham case in the Philippines went bad, there was a complete and utter breakdown on the other side of the table. We re-engaged with the negotiator, and we did not take into account that that was what was taking place. And everything we did after that thing went bad, we couldn't change the outcome because we didn't address and didn't even think about the problems that were going on the other side of the table. Found out about all of them in the final days of that case, and it just was an ugly train wreck. There's a breakdown on the other side of the table. They are not organized.